And as Kira mentioned, smoke from the Canadian wildfires cover northern Illinois, pushing Rockford's air quality into the unhealthy range. WIFR's Miriam Niesmeyer talks with area experts about who's most at risk.
There's smoke from the Canadian wildfires is moving into portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin, and moving further south into portions of Illinois.
The haze isn't just something you can see, it's something you can feel. Rockford's air quality index spiked to 183 Thursday, falling into the unhealthy category.
To reduce your exposure, you should avoid strenuous outdoor activities. Consider keeping outdoor activities short, especially for sensitive groups, the elderly, and again, those that have respiratory issues.
Dr. Vivek Balasubramaniam, a pediatric pulmonologist with UW Health, says even mild movement can be risky for some people.
So we're seeing a lot more, shortness of breath, some difficulty breathing in patients who are have a history of asthma or other breathing problems. They seem to be having more problems with activity.
The wildfire smoke contains tiny particles that reach deep into the lungs, triggering inflammation. Dr. Balasubramaniam recommends using rescue inhalers and wearing masks.
What we underestimate is that kids move a lot more than we do as adults. They're breathing harder and they're getting more of these particles into their lungs, which can cause them to have problems. And then the elderly who have already compromised lung function, just a small decrease in that can make them pretty symptomatic.
In Rockford, Miriam Niesmeyer, WIFR News.
The air quality alert is effective until midnight August 1st. The Winnebago County Health Department also asked residents to avoid burning candles, using grills, and to keep windows shut.